Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of MedTech Minis. I'm your host, Susie Ingwall, and today I am super excited to have Nathan with me. He is the CEO of a company called Nictavi, and he's going to talk to us about a challenge and a problem that a lot of people have that even I didn't realize. And it has multiple use cases. So let's start. Nathan, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, Susie. Thank you for having me. My name is Nathan Horner. I'm the inventor of the Tarsus Eyelid Patch and the founder of Nictavi. My background is in art and also graphic arts printing, which gave me an expertise in familiarity with materials and adhesives because we printed on a lot of different substrates and adhesives. And I was born in Ohio and raised in Virginia, and I've been in California for 36 years. I founded Nictavi in 2019, focusing on reducing suffering, preserving sight, and improving the eyelid closure experience.
I love it. So tell me, what was your inspiration behind this product?
I started Nictavi from my own personal experience due to a corneal condition I had, which led to multiple surgeries and eventually an artificial cornea. I had my eye sewn closed 3 times, and all that trauma caused me to have nocturnal leg of thalamus, which is when your eyelids don't close all the way at night. And then I had frustration trying to find a way to keep my eye closed at night. And when I searched on, at different options, they were either painful or uncomfortable or ineffective.
And I love this. You're my favorite kind of founder because you had an experience that you went through and you found a solution to work for yourself and then really realized that, hey, there's a lot more people out here that can benefit from that. And we'll get into use cases in just a minute because there's so many more than I realized. But tell us a little bit about the product itself. Tell us about the eye patch itself.
Well, okay, the Tarsus Eyelid Patch, I used human-centered design to create it with multiple iterations on myself, cutting it a certain shape and rounding the corners and then making it a certain thickness to behave a certain way and having a certain adhesive out of the options of adhesives that would apply well and stay, hold well and then peel off without causing irritation. Like a lot of tapes are just like duct tape, basically, for all these different applications and uses, and they're not really made for sensitive skin. Or when you peel them off, they make your eye irritated, especially if you do it a few times in a row. So I was trying to minimize the irritation and pain, and then also utilize the natural function of the eyelid to be a bandage for your eye and retain moisture and protect your cornea and encourage healing.
That sounds so important too. And when you think about the skin around your eyelids, it's usually very thin and some of the most sensitive skin that we have. And, when you think about the elderly and small babies and everybody in between, this is a huge challenge. So tell me about some of the use cases for your product.
The uses, there's multiple uses for it. I mean, think you blink every few seconds. Your eye closing your eyelids is essential. You kind of take it for granted. But ophthalmologists, optometrists, ICU nurses, anesthesiologists, pediatricians, oculoplastic surgeons, because people, okay, for one, there's people that had strokes, Bell's palsy. That's an obvious one where their face is paralyzed. They need help at night to keep their eye closed or even during the day sometimes. There's, abrasions, corneal abrasions, post surgery, different things, applications that could be used. People that had plastic surgeries that went wrong or maybe got old and now their eyelid doesn't function right. And they need some, corneal protection at night. So those are things, and pediatricians, applications for when lazy eye for children to keep one eye closed. Anytime eyelid closure is essential. The military for corneal injuries, that will get the soldiers back on the field in action sooner to, and reduce the chance of infections at that lowest cost. And then, I've had testimonies of people. One was a paralyzed child, completely vegetative state that he had a mitochondrial disease and his mom had to take care of him. So he was helpless totally. And he needed, someone to apply this at night and protect his eyes or they would just remain open. Then there was a girl who had a dog bite off her eyelid and
Oh,
she had it sewn back on and then it didn't function correctly. And then multiple other, people that had strokes and, like I said, paralysis and the other things.
yeah. Those patient stories are so meaningful because I don't think that people think about this. And so if I'm a patient and I can't close my eyes at night, I risk infection, I risk all kinds of other things, right? Like, are there other things that people should know?
Oh yeah, if your eyes can't close at night, then they dry out, and then you can get corneal erosion, which can lead to blindness and even loss of eyes. And like that's why in the ICU unit, which is it's rampant in there that people have corneal damage because they're helpless or they're drugged and sedated, and if they're not, if there's a little opening in their eyelid, it'll just dry out. Like it has to, your eyes have to stay moist. So there's also innovative ways now that this product is on market that it can be used in with other products, it underneath them to keep the eye closed, with gels under that, keep the eye closed in a chamber, a vapor chamber over that. There's lots of
Yeah.
innovative ways, and now this can be incorporated into therapies and other things by clinicians.
This is great. So how do people get a hold of the product and how do they get a hold of you?
Well, the product is available at the Nictavi website, nictavi.com, and we're expanding now to international markets and over Europe, New Zealand. So those are other things, and we can be contacted directly. I can be for bulk purchase orders, or kind of different tiers I have for those kind of arrangements. Um,
Perfect.
yeah.
That's
So
great. Well, I'll also have information on the final screen that shows information on how to get a hold of you and to take people to the website if they want to go see it. I really appreciate your time. I'm so excited that you're on the market and that you're making a difference in the lives of some of these patients, because this is a challenge I just don't think people really know about. At least I didn't. So thank you so much for your time today. I'd love to keep in touch and to keep people updated on how the progress goes with Nictavi. And anything else you want to add before we sign off?
just thank you so much for your time and your platform and your network for me to get a chance to be on my soapbox, to get my message out about my product and try to bring awareness. Thank you so much, Izzy.
Yeah, no, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.